Well, let's speak now to Andrea Williams from Christian Concern. Thank you very much for joining us. So the head teacher says it's life and children need to learn about it. Do you agree?
Schools should be safe places, and what we really see here is a head teacher who's very much involved in promoting this agenda, continuing to do that. And what we see here is the outworking really of an adult agenda, an outworking of pushing of a sexual agenda that is not appropriate for children as young as this.
What are you afraid of?
Well, what they're being taught, even there we were hearing such confusion in the little child there, that they're being taught that gender isn't fixed. Well, that's simply not true. There are little boys and little girls. It's simply not true to say that gender isn't fixed. So it has serious consequences for our young children.
Of course, the head teacher made the point that there are children within that school who have got perhaps not the fixed idea of a family. So they might have two mums, or they might have two dads, or they might see transgender people. So in fact, for them already at a very young age, gender isn't fixed. So how should you approach it then?
What we should be doing here is looking after our children in our schools, safeguarding our children and not foisting upon them an adult and very sexual agenda that they really can't understand. We're talking about children aged as young as 5 and 6, and actually really to confuse them, which is exactly what's happening here, is totally inappropriate.
They sounded very full of acceptance, actually, and of course young minds don't have prejudice, do they? They're at the age when they haven't taken on the prejudices that perhaps older generations have.
Young children will absorb exactly what it is that they're being taught.
Acceptance, love, Christian values?
No, what we're actually seeing here is little children being taught that male and female doesn't exist, that we are gender neutral. Well, that's simply not true. They're being taught that families can be of any model in whatsoever way. Well, each one of those children will have come from a biological mother and a biological father, but that's not something that the school seems to want to state as fact. The school is actually promoting a highly sexualised agenda. That's a reality, and a very confusing agenda for these young children, and it will not be for their best welfare.
OK, Andrea Williams, we must leave it there. Thank you for joining us.